Good afternoon, everybody. This is James Taylor with On the Roof Contracting, and I just want to welcome everybody to On the Roof KYTV. Yes, that's right. We are based out of Kentucky, and the purpose of this channel is because last year, around this time, I was inspired to start my own contracting company, helping homeowners with insurance claims, being able to get roofs installed. Eventually started merging into siding jobs, windows, porch columns, things like that. Started getting a little bit more versatile as the year started going on. It is December 2023, and we started in December 2022 is when we installed our first roof successfully, working with the client through the insurance claim. Unfortunately, that first job, which was the tipping point of helping mine and my wife's company kind of hit the ground running, unfortunately for that client, that house was in Versailles, Kentucky, and we were not able to help him with the insurance process. We drug it all the way out to the end, to the point where we had forensics come out, look at things, still wouldn't approve the roof, and he ended up having the money in the bank and wanted me to submit an estimate that was, that would work for him and work for us as well. So we took the money that we made from that roof, invested it back into our business, got the website, shirts, everything that we needed to promote the business, and took off running from there, man. And if there's one thing that I could say, it's a scary thing, especially if you have, like me, I have a wife and 6 kids. So stepping out, just saying, hey, I'm going to start this business, it's going to be successful, and I'm not going to stop until it does become successful. That's can be a very scary thing for people. And for a lot of people that inspire to, go on their own journey and own their own business and things like that, fear can hold you back. So, and sometimes you just you can't have fear, you gotta have faith, man. You never truly know. Let me put it in this terms, and I'm not trying to push religion on anybody, but these are mine and my wife's views, and it's what we stand on. So the devil can use fear to hold you back from accomplishing, any of the plans that God has for you, right? So the fear of being this business owner, because you feel like you're risking this, and you're risking your assets, your family, things like that, and you might not be in the financial position to do so. The devil will use fear to keep you in that stagnant position, when you know that you can break those financial chains, man, and end up becoming, financially free. So you can't have fear, you have to have faith. Keep faith in God, be disciplined, and just know that He does have a plan for you, man. With that being said, when we first started this company, we definitely did not have any of the financial means to do any of this. Really, I risked everything. I was 2 months behind on my car payment. At the time, I have a truck now. At that time, I didn't have a truck. I had a Ford EcoSport, and if anybody knows what that is a very small, compact vehicle. I don't even know if it gets any smaller than that. And if you don't know what it is, look it up and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I had a 2019 Ford EcoSport, man. The only thing about it, it was really good on gas. But I was able to put a telescopic ladder inside of it. I printed up all my flyers, had my business cards, went out, passed flyers and business cards relentlessly. Door knocking, door-to-door sales, relentlessly, man. I was not stopping. And then we finally got a breakthrough, and we were able to put in enough work this year where the work finally started coming to us, and we weren't having to go to it so much. So we've built a great reputation with our clients. The word of mouth has been, astounding, and I could say that word of mouth, once we got started, man, that word of mouth kept us really busy, man. I mean, there were times where I didn't even know if I could handle all of it, man, because we just had so much going on. But I'm pretty sure a lot of other companies, especially if you're a small business, probably felt like that, overwhelmed at things. And I'm sure some companies probably felt like they didn't have enough people to go out and get more jobs, because there was just so much work in Kentucky out of 2023 that there's going to be jobs. Everybody says, it's winter time now, it's slowing up and things like that. But man, if you go out here and door knock, I promise you there's jobs. I see them every day. And even though it's winter time, I'm still working insurance claims, still getting jobs ready, because in Kentucky the weather is wishy-washy. So it might be freezing cold one day, it could be 65, 75 degrees the next. And as long as we forecast it right, we're going to put that roof on. So by no means do me and my wife have it easy at all. I was laid off from my main job. I was in the Carpenters Union for about 2.5 years, and got laid off right when my daughter was born. So all we had was my last paycheck, and stepped into a whole new world of trying to sell jobs and becoming a business owner at the same time. But I'm going to save that for another episode, because that's something pretty long to get into, but I'll try to make it short. So when I was laid off, I had a little bit of knowledge about, the roofing industry and things like that. Of course, I was nervous, because now I'm at the hospital with my wife and my daughter, and I've just been laid off, and once we leave the hospital, reality is going to set in. I have her, 5 kids, now our daughter, which makes 6, to take care of, and I'm the leader of the household. So I was in the bathroom while my wife and my daughter were resting up, and at the hospital doing job orientations and interviews and things like that. So as soon as we came home from the hospital, this was October 2022, I went to work for a company, and found out things weren't what they put them out to be, and I was selling jobs, and I think from November to January, I only seen 2 paychecks. So I had to make a early withdrawal and an emergency withdrawal out of my retirement from the Carpenters Union, and take that check just to catch up our bills, because the place I was working at, once we came home from the hospital, it wasn't footing the bills, man. Now from December, January, December's 2022 is when I had the idea and started drawing up a logo and things like that, a company name of new journey that we're ready to start. Had our first client lined up and things like that, and we didn't get the LLC or the business license until January 13, 2023. So once that happens, we get paid. I take all that money and invest it back into our company to get us started, to be recognized with the Secretary of State, to have employee identification number and things like that. And we also had to find an accountant. So from January to March, we didn't see any checks, no income. We were to the point where we had started receiving food stamps and, getting some type of assistance from the government, because for the past 4 months, we were literally rationing out food, man, and we were just trying to keep the rent paid so we didn't lose our house. I was 2 months behind on the car payment, 3 months behind on our cable bill. They ended up cutting our cable off while we were getting letters saying that they were wanting to come repossess, the Ford EcoSport that I had. And we were also having help from my wife's grandparents. They were, helping us here, or my wife's grandmother was helping us with our utility bills for a great amount of time, man, and we're very thankful for that. It's not that, we weren't working. It was just we had to go through a season to get to where we're at now, because in the beginning, we were really working, man. To be a new face, a new company, you're knocking at somebody's door, you have no history behind you of, a number of roofs being installed. You're not on Google. There's no reviews with your name on them under your company. And at the time, the website for our company was under construction, so you couldn't even go to it and book an inspection or an appointment, or have a consultant or anything like that. So everything was brand new, but every day, and my wife stuck this out with me, and I just had to keep telling her, we got to keep faith. It's gonna work. This is gonna work. I'm telling you, it's gonna work. And then I started drumming up a few clients, and knew how to work the insurance companies and things like that. And then March 3rd, 2023, we had a massive windstorm in Kentucky. And, they declared it hurricane winds. Roofs were just blowing everywhere, man. And me and my wife actually drove through that storm. We had to go to Illinois on March 3rd. And those flyers and business cards that we passed from January to March on the way to Illinois, every single, it was like every one of them got answered, man. We had appointments for like 3 months booked up, man. Not saying that we were able to keep all of them, because sometimes people can't wait that long, but we were just that busy, man. And from what I do know, at all the clients we did book, I'm pretty sure we got every single one of them installed. We have not left one client hanging, man. So, if we took payment from you, we've definitely got you wrapped up. So, we'll never take payment from a homeowner and not get you finished, man, or have you done in a timely manner. So, on top of this, just to show you how my luck goes, while we were riding to Illinois and on our way back from Illinois, the motor blew in my car. So now my car is stuck in Illinois and has to be towed back to Kentucky or towed to a shop. We ended up having it towed to a shop, and it was going to cost $5,000 to put a new motor in it. But of course, at the time, all these appointments just got booked through us, and we ended up having to spend $10,000 on a rental just to be able to haul shingles, plywood, things like that. So we ended up having to spend 10 grand on a rental, and then 5 grand now on a motor, but we just started making money. As soon as we got back from that storm, we had just started making money. And I thought we were never going to get over that hump. So, but we did, and, you know, very thankful to God for that, man. We were able to acquire assets this year. I was able to buy a truck. Was able to buy my wife a new vehicle, fully paid off. It's a nice family vehicle, and we were able to buy an enclosed trailer, which cost about $5,500 or something like that. And, you know, just the stuff that we're going to need for the year, man, the amount of money that we spent on tools this year it's nuts. But, you know, our first year in business, we generated $500,000, so $250,000 to the suppliers and things like that, probably more than that. And then I'd say probably about $200,000 between paying employees, paying subs, and things like that. And then you got paying ourselves. So it has been a successful year. The first year, I have to say, you know, a lot of it, which I was told this in the beginning, you know, a lot of it is just, you know, getting established, man, getting all your tools, vehicles, things like that, you know, but everybody's different. You know, maybe somebody else would have spent their money different if they were in my shoes, and I have no clue. I can just tell you from my experience. And everything has not, you know, been perfect. There's been jobs where once we started them, and by the time we finished them, man, we didn't make out as great as we thought we were, man. But I was completely new to this. Like, when I came in, let's see, December 2022, I'd been in construction. And like I said, I had knowledge of, you know, I didn't have knowledge of the insurance companies at the time, but I had knowledge of the roofing industry, and just started looking into it, man. And I really started doing my homework. I'm talking about, I was pulling 50 to 60 hour weeks, whether it was at the house, whether, you know, it was at an office or something like that, man, and really doing my homework. So if you're in this position where you're thinking that, you know, you want to, let's say, you know, maybe you work for a roofing company right now, or maybe you say that you used to, and you kind of know, you know, what to do and things like that, but you're unsure about starting, you know, your own company. I don't know about anybody else, but for me it was like this. I could not work for one company part-time and then try to branch off and do my own thing. I had to become 110% on the roof contracting. I had to be my business, man. I pretty much became my business. And there were, you know, trial and error with that, because you have to, you know, balance that with home and things like that. So, but I feel like we've done got it to where it's decent now. But once you start, you have to be committed. You have to be committed, and you have to really believe in what you're doing, man. And really educate yourself. So that's one of the reasons why we started this channel, and I wanted to, you know, give an introduction about myself, where me and my wife come from. And one of the reasons of this channel is to, you know, not only help somebody that's aspiring to start their own thing, but to help that person that's working on that sales team, pour knowledge on the clients and things like that. And that's another thing too. You know, really know what you're selling. If you're selling GAF shingles, Owens Corning, you know, there's different tiers to each brand. I mean, really know your products, man, because the best thing that has sold for me, period, is knowledge. You know, you don't want to come off as a pushy salesman and things like that. It's not a good mix, man. But the more that, you know, you can pour that knowledge onto your clients, man, and give them that security and things like that, I promise you it'll work out every time. But anyways, this is James with On the Roof Contracting, man. We got some other things coming up. I don't want to just do, I know what the channel's called and things like that, but I'm not out to just do, you know, insurance claims, roofing, promoting my business and things like that. I'm actually out to, I'm really interested in a lot of other small businesses and people that are trying to get out there. So, you know, if you just started your business, man, or you've been in business for a year and you're interested in sitting down for an interview and things like that, man, I'm trying to help promote these people. I want to know about your business, what you guys do, how you guys help people, and why people should choose you. So, and also where we can find you, your contact information, website, things like that, man. So, you know, the more we all work together and everybody helps each other, man, like, you know, we can all grow together. I'm not against, I don't see other roofing companies as competition. I don't. The only competition, honestly, is myself. If I don't get out here and work and I don't get it, man, you know, that's on me. So, I mean, I can sell a roof and a job just as good as the next man. So, I don't doubt myself in that area at all. But I'm really interested to see and find all the hidden gems in Kentucky and things like that. And I think it's going to be really interesting, man, because you really don't know what's all around you sometimes, man. And a part of our success, you know, it's crazy. Like, I know that a lot of kids or other people, like, they'll watch YouTube, they'll develop a like a skill in music, whether it's like playing the guitar or playing piano or getting real good at this and that. But believe it or not, I watched, there's a guy on YouTube, he's really famous and things like that, but I watched Eric Reno a lot, man. And I can honestly say a lot of the things that I follow, watching him, actually ended up being very successful for me, man. So that's a guy that I definitely recommend that, you know, if you're in this industry, man, pull up Eric Reno. He's a damn good guy to watch, man. And anything he says, it, you know, just follow suit, man, and it works out. So, but everybody have a good day, and we'll see you on the next video, man.